very, very picky about which trend you go after if you want to have long-term success. And being the leader of a trend, however, does have many benefits. You have to ask yourself, can you monopolize a product, an industry, or a trend niche? If you are going into trends, remember, you have to be adaptable. You have to look at those parallel markets, as I mentioned earlier, and diversify so that you're not left hanging when that niche suddenly drops off. But if you can become a trend setter, if you can monopolize a product, an industry, or a niche, you are going to have a lot of profit and a lot of opportunity to boost your business. Now, you can play on your company or personal reputation to achieve these goals. And if you don't have a personal reputation or a company reputation, you will build that in the long term. But if you are unique and memorable and go the extra mile, you are much more likely to succeed. Now, one long-term goal you should do is develop and nurture your reputation. Let it work for you. I do that myself, and you see a lot of other marketers do the same thing online, a lot of other businesses who are very, very dedicated to online do that. Now look at large companies like eBay and Amazon. They have a very, very large reputation, and they have a bad reputation in some ways as well. I'm not going to deny that. It's very hard to stay always Mr. Number One, but they developed and nurtured their reputation through their branding, through all their marketing efforts, and you can do the same. Even at a small business level, you can become unique and memorable in your niche and your particular area of business, and let that reputation really work for you, and force others to keep up and follow you. If you are continuously fresh, if you use your company's reputation and your personal reputation to really thrust your business forward, they're going to have to keep up. You're going to have the skills through this course to help you stay ahead, to help you stay in the minds of your customers, and really set the stage for everyone else. And you really set the bar higher than everyone else, and they have to keep up. So you do that as a business, you will succeed. And it's far easier to react to an industry from the lead. So bear that in mind. Anyway, that's the end of video 1. In the next video, we're going to cover some more of the kind of fundamentals of business success and the skills that you're going to need. So with that being said, go have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, depending on which your beverage of choice is, and I will see you in the next video. Welcome to the Online Entrepreneur's Secrets of Success, Video 2. So how do we learn from history, repeat the good, and grow our business? Well, ask yourself first of all, have you learned the lessons of your past? And this is your personal past, not just your business past. Because the lessons of the past can have a really strong and powerful influence on the future success of your business. Because if you learn from your mistakes and don't repeat them, they're not going to influence and have a negative effect on your future business success. So if you can also understand your successes and what made them successes, you can optimize those processes and turn them into profit in your bottom line, because that's what we're in business for. We want to optimize and make as much money as we can with the least expense. And if our successes can be optimized and we can minimize our mistakes, you're going to be really in a strong position to succeed. And part of this looking back into your past is understanding what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And so you can maximize your strengths and minimize the weaknesses. Now, your weaknesses may have led to mistakes. That's fine, as long as you've learned from them. If you maximize your strengths that have absolutely capitalized and turned into a success, hey, push them forward, make them even stronger. So, here are some historical questions to consider about your business past. First of all, where have you been in business? Now, it doesn't matter if you're an existing entrepreneur or if this is your first venture. If you've ever had a job with any level of responsibility, you have experience in business. You have to consider, well, what responsibilities did I have? What was my role? What was my kind of goals in this business? And what did you learn from these experiences? Now, everyone makes mistakes. No one is perfect. And what did you learn from the mistakes you've made in those business roles? And what do you wish you could have done differently? Now, these questions are very, very important considerations, and you really need to sit and think about these things and how they have bearing on your current situation and your current business. What are you going to do differently? What are you going to do to avoid making mistakes? And what did you learn from those mistakes so you don't repeat them ever? And what experiences and strengths you have from previous business that you can bring to your new business and really help it succeed. Make sure you understand and learn from the good and the bad. These are not negative things. They can be your guides for the future, and everyone makes mistakes. So don't let them cloud your future, but let them shape it. Let them be the things that change the way you approach those situations. Let your lessons learned become positives. Don't dwell on negatives, because every negative has a positive side. I know it's a cliche, every cloud has a silver lining, but honestly, in business, it really does. Because even a painful lesson has a valuable lesson as well. So what's the real value of mistakes? Well, we're going to put a little bit of a positive spin on this, and I'll really highlight what I mean. Well, first of all, recognize that something did not go right. It happens. Don't let it get you down, and don't get angry about mistakes. Really sit down and analyze and determine how the mistake happened, and decide what you can do to prevent that mistake from happening again. What were the causes? What were the effects? And where could you have done something different to change that? Okay? Now, all histories are not bad. Each one of them has a valuable lesson for future success. Just analyze the good and the bad impartially, and harness the benefits and prevent the bad, and you'll profit in the long run. One very important aspect of your business success and your future longevity in business is investing in yourself and in your business. Now remember, you are your company's biggest asset. Every ship needs a captain, and without a captain, that ship just wanders off into the ocean, finds this nearest iceberg, and then, well, hell, you know how that story ends. So understand, you are the company's biggest asset, and you need to continuously stay ahead of the curve, keep yourself educated on new trends, new techniques for marketing, and all of that stuff. But that being said, don't keep purchasing information, but learn from it. Start applying the knowledge you've acquired rather than waiting for the next big thing with the next new benefits, because that gets you into a vicious cycle. What do I mean by that? Well, say